I think we should start a segment on this YouTube where we try to analyze Ugandan lyrics. But today, I got Bebe Cool's Wire Wire song. I love that song. So me and Ibra are going to we're going to try and sing these lyrics. Okay, Ibra, 1, 2, 3, enter. Bad girl, you are nice. Onta demukasunda bas. Oliwa bei, toliwa rais. Musewo. Nkuleta de Gucci oba Versace. Oli original. Toli muchupulo ti oba China. China. So nalimpulira Germany. You know what? I'm not even going to go here. I can't. I'm done with this. Anywho. Hello, La Familia. Welcome to Tina's Random Thoughts. It happens to be a night shoot today. Omana anta de matala. I can't see on my left and on my right, but I think I can see the situation in front of me. Other than that, welcome to my Random Thoughts. We're allowed to be anything we want to be on our YouTubes. I can be nothing. Well, Yo, first of all, I would like to take the time out to say thank you this week. Yo, and a wiki First of all, I know the first story that everybody wanted me to talk about was Nina Rose and Daddy Andre and then Angela Katatumba, but I feel those ones are just about to later. Yo, Julie Mutesasira almost broke the internet in Uganda. Like, first of all, I would like to officially say I think my country is homophobic. What? I swear, I think my country is homophobic. I was watching this ish all unfold and the commentary that was going with it, and I'm like, oh, Uganda, for shame. This is wrong. Okay, it's wrong on so many other versions, but you see, anyway, the story is, you all have known the story. Julie Mutesasira and her husband were together for a minute, and then she said, nah, I'm done with this. She flew the coop, ended up going to where? Canada. Before we know it, she is dating someone. Before we know it, she's married. Before we know it, Pastor Mondo is leaking photos. Before we know it, we're having a conversation. Before we know it, it is part of our business. Listening to Pastor Mondo talk about the whole situation got me thinking. I think we all need to take a fresh beat and let this one go. One, according to Pastor Mondo, he says, from a long time ago, he actually claims that there were cases at the church. Oh, she was vibing the girls. She was vibing all the Bawereza and the neighbors. I'm like, wow. And now the photo leaks, all this stuff is coming out, and I just want to ask myself, I personally look at people's sexual orientation as their choice. We go 6 feet under alone. When they're reading the eulogy, they don't read someone else's eulogy. They'll read your eulogy. When your friends are reminiscing about you, they don't reminisce about your family when you're gone. They reminisce about you. So one thing I need to clarify. If Julie is happy, which I see she is, what's your problem? So it's the worst. You can watch these people, they are gay. You listen to Sam Smith's music and he tells you he's not even identifying as him or her, he's they. And it's okay. But when one of our own does, you're like, sacrilege. How? How can she do that? Yanimuka pastor, so what? But pastor tebeba kaneba nawe. Huh? Don't pastors also get laid? Regardless of if they are married or, you know how they be. I feel like we need to give this woman a break. And then all of you were bringing her beautiful kids into this. First of all, the fact that we know that this union took place over a year or two ago, we are not specific on the time stamp here. And we are seeing photos of her talking to her kids via FaceTime. Why are you bringing the kids into it? You think by the time she took such a bold move, She didn't know she had 3 beautiful kids. Come on, cut this woman some slack. Her sexual orientation should not change how you perceive her. Her sexual orientation, I feel, should not change the person that she was. Her sexual orientation should not change the music she did or the fact that she was in the gospel and in church. She was trying to find herself. Let people come out proudly and openly. It's none of your damn business, people. It's not your business who somebody decides to sleep with at the end of the day. Uganda. It's the 21st century. How can you all begin acting like this is the worst thing that has happened in this country? Come on, cut this woman some slack. I was seeing all of them going hard. You know the pages. Fresh Peaches, Mama Tendo, they're chested, they're forwarded, they removed them when what did you change? What? Learn how to be happy for people the way they feel they need to be happy. And this one is coming out from me to Julie. I am so proud of this woman for being bold. I am so proud of her for taking that step. Most of you, you're in closets because you lack that courage, and that's courage she had. You lack the courage to identify with what you like. Leave that woman the fuck alone. Sit it down. Leave her alone. Leave her kids alone. Leave her marital situation or her spirituality alone. If she's happy, she still talks to her kids, the family is okay. Shut the fuck up, Uganda. Learn how to shut up. And this whole homophobia, the homophobia in my country confuses me. You know why I'm talking about it openly here? When I was working with a corporation, we had what they call editorial policy. Now, according to the editorial policy of my corporation, we were never allowed to mention anything to do with LGBT. We were not allowed to even try to drive it into that direction. We're not even allowed to insinuate it is happening, it's a possibility. But now that I am here, I would like to honestly say, my proud gays, I am proud of you, because at the end of the day, 6 feet under, each of us goes. If you're proud, if you're happy, that's all that counts more. Two. If she is not vibing you and making your life a miserable hell, leave people alone. Let them sleep with who they sleep with. I don't care if you sleep with a monkey, but if me and you can relate past you're sleeping with a monkey, we're good. I don't even have to care if you're sleeping with the monkey. You dig? This shit is happening all around us. You prefer to bury your heads in the sand. Why? Why do you bury your heads in the sand? Why? I can assure you, amongst 7 people in this Kampala, 2 will be gay. I can assure you, I know very many, I'm not going to drop names, who are living a life of denial. They look married and happy with responsible jobs. They show up in places and everyone is like, oh my God. On the law, they be eating these gay boys. On the law, they be gay. Mind your business, let people be happy. It's not like if you keep changing men. What is the difference? If a girl keeps having like about 30,000 men every week, you just call her home, move on. But when someone decides to be gay, you have a problem, it's sacrilege, it's the devil. Shut the fuck up. Daddy Andre and Nina Rose. The rumor was rife. I would like to first say a heartfelt congratulations. These two are 2 people I believe needed each other. They did. Daddy Andre has a bad reputation for being a playboy, sleeps with everything and anything, down to bringing them into the studio. You want a song, he bang you. Andre on the beat, baby. Nina Rose, the last time I did a story on Nina Rose was a very sad story, and I'm so glad that I can actually take it back right now and say I'm glad this sister owned up. I'm glad this sister decided to change her life for the better. And I'm glad generally she looks happy in love. She's glowing, she's radiant. But the last story I did about her was her doing a lot of drugs. And she knows this wasn't a lie. Nina, we both know I didn't lie on you. But I'm glad that you have overcome all of that. You're in a beautiful place, you're happy. And if you ask me, Daddy Andre and Nina Rose actually have the capabilities to be the it couple. Probably to Inani, who was the it couple? Lema nani? We don't even care anything that comes out of them, but I believe Between Nina and Andre, something beautiful could be born. A musical empire could be born, you know, and they're definitely going to have them some finest kids, man. I'm just happy. I'm happy because it's not every day that people in the industry get to marry each other and they look that genuinely happy. So I won't throw shade big time. I won't. I'm glad that these two were together. I'm glad they decided to take such a big drastic step. Whether it goes further or not, we wish you all the best. And dominate on these motherfuckers. Dominate on all of them. We don't have a couple that is making us do rounds now. Enjoy this ish. Beautiful. And then Mbancha congratulating a couple. You know how I've been talking about the LGBT and how much I love the LGBT, and this is no pun, no shade, because I love me my drag queens. Ooh, I love a drag queen. They are so dramatic and extra. They give me life. Not Angela Katatumba. I swear she reminds me of a drag queen who is trying to find herself. Why does she wear that much makeup, Angela? You're not going to hide your age under makeup. Makeup was sitting. We can see that ish. Anyway, she took a time out to try and get some relevance and tweeted. I saw it on Twitter. I think she also put it on Facebook, and she's like, she's so happy for them. Hashtag emotional. Emotional what, you idiot? Emotional what, you invited isosceles. What? And you say, what's so sad for me, Angela? Nebona nonya relevance from Ugandans. We will only give you time to throw shade your way. So you took time out, typed it because you knew the masses were going to say some ish. Then you didn't just stop at that. You went and met my brother Seguya na kuwane interview. Not and got to Mizanga how Daddy Andre was a good. Oh God, she is such a femme whore. You're such a femme whore. Take your grown ass, sit it down in a corner. We shall send for you. Situation, Nagamba, this is when I will be relevant. No, bitch. This is when you look very pathetic. Because there is no way. You remember how these guys broke up. She was all trying to be the diva extraordinaire, and she was telling us, Namusabachino, Nagano Bideta. So that's why we can't be together. You felt like the shit. Oh, mana yakukubia kavulu. No retreating, no surrender. No. He went home, he met the parents, even if it doesn't move on. Eh? He did something that he didn't do for you. What does that make you think? Huh? But he's such a nice guy. He was all this. He was all... Shut up, bitch. Shut up. Someone get this girl something to do. She's been hanging around with this small bunobumukenebwasiba. Angela, we don't want to hear anything that comes out of you. If you want to shock us with the heat. And the only hit you ever got was with actually Daddy Andre. But guess what? Every time you're singing that collab, you're going to remember Mbuya Kwera Vida. Isn't that how the song goes, Ibra? Bish Bakwera Vida. I am so enjoying these issues in Nabagamba. Whoever was part of that whole long hashtag, Mugenda Kubibwe Migo, you're going to be given everything you wanted from me. Shake and pressed and in 10 times fold. Send you mirwa. To get a mass. I say Mundira. Sola na kumundira. But Charlie, it was a story, and I've been telling people on Twitter, Charlie Muli search. But they were telling me that apparently kali kamukene kali mukamanyi sina nakogera kokubanga nalabanga nkawa relevance nyingi kamukene apparently bakalaba kava mu some apartments in Bukoto, and every time they see her do that, she's doing a walk of shame. So this person who called me was just like, girl, I got tea. I'm like, I'm here for this. I mean, the person's apartment that they see her coming out of happens to be an MP aspirant. Now, of course, I was not going to run with the wind and not have my research. So I am still doing research. But the people that hang with them keep saying, Tegekaza Mukama, Ubeza Katonda, Akola Bibia. When you check out his Snapchat, he keeps saying different stuff. Now, the most thing that shocked me recently is he posted up Amanda. Now, most of y'all who follow Scoop, remember who followed Scoop, good Lord, Who followed Scoop? Remember there was that story between apparently one of Sheila's friends called Amanda from Kigali who was outing out all this dirty information. And I remember I did the story, she even called me, we all talked about it. They had a beef about them. Well, guess what? Just over the weekend, he posts up that photograph of Amanda and he says she was innocent 100%. I'm like, say what? What's going down? She's now innocent? And then another tweet tells me, and another source goes like, it seems chick is mukena achali neka mukeneka ne gurunedi. Saba gurunedi. I'm like, Wanji. So they're still banging. Now apparently the story is Tega Kazamukama finds out these guys still have a thing going on. He jumps ship, bails because he cannot make it so open because, I mean, we're going to ridicule the shit out of them. It's now flying on the low, on the radar. And if you notice, there's some weird ish going on. But hey, someone will be like, we shall keep confusing you. You can only confuse us for so long. Because I believe if these two had money, if they still had that money they keep talking about, they would still be doing their best. But guess what? Everybody's trying to secure the bag. Yeah, so everybody was trying to tell me to talk about Winnie signing a new contract. Who else can take her? Tell me who? Who? Which management can handle Winnie apart from Swanks? Let's not even get into that one bit. Have I missed anything socially? Oh! Another invited isosceles triangle. So I saw these photos. No, there was snaps of Zahara and Don Bahati, the brokest South African mufere I know. Ayaja kupatenga tugamba zene sente yaja no mutwalo gumugumu ne babutekako basikali nga 10 mbu he's throwing an open bar party that wasn't open. Don Bahati. So there's these videos that she posted up on her Snapchat and you know he was making it rain on her, putting money up in her bra like she a stripper for $1. And as the money was being given, she planted a hot one on his face. I'm like, abawala be Uganda bazira. Bazira. Hey, heroism muzira. Mata bamuyita batya. How do they call it mata? Bazira. And then Bad Block took the time out and she went on Facebook. She's like, just tell us you're a whore like me. Then it clicked because everybody was like running in the comment section like, oh my goodness, what happened to the guy with the receding forehead? He was the it, now he's not the it anymore. Now they are kissing a guy with a head that is shaped like a rectangle and stuff. I'm like, yo, don't ask me. I am not in her pants. She is not in mine, you know? Please, we do not share the same STDs because I don't have none. Where was I? Anyway, my thing though, as I was watching everybody going back and forth in the comment section of what Zahara Toto has done, zenajukira kantu kamu waliwo TV presenter gwe bayita Anderson Luze waliwo yagenda n'atukubaka episode ke n'atugamba mu madamu yaliwa ku street. Ate abakazi bange abo ku street mbagala by the way. You'll never find a more honest person than a hoe. I love hoes. They're beautiful. But not this one in particular because you see, I like an outright hoe who will tell you I'm a hoe. Deal with that shit. Anything I do, just understand that's my background. My problem is these ones who are real hoes but try to camouflage like they're regular people in society. Them snakes, yeah? Them snakes. They end up giving everybody in every angle and trying to play like, I got class. No, bitch, you don't got class. Even if you tell me we're just doing it for the gram so that we can be popular. So if he's serving up some herpes, you'll be like, yes, give me herpes. I want to be popular with him. He's paying me. Oh yeah, we have some syphilis. Yes. Give me some syphilis. We want to... You cannot convince me. It was just for social media. Man, this trick. And it's so beautiful. She sat up there when they were running that long hashtag and she's like, Tina just smokes like a chimney. Bitch, I smoke like a chimney, but I ain't you. I ain't you. Woo! I don't even, never in 10,000 lifetimes would I ever want to be this whole. I wouldn't. Come forward, but All these bitches, all they do is just cover up in the latest clothes that are not even that expensive. Like I said, Fashion Over fits are for everyone. Fashion Over, Chic Me, Pretty Little Things, Baby Moo. They're all affordable clothes. That's all they do. Baby Kako and Justin. But even nowadays, with Baby Kako to Malaba, you're like, ho, 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 ho. Christmas came early. Ho, 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 ho. Anyway, but those are her life choices, right? Those are her life choices. And as we're still bouncing off and bowling off of that, she goes on a rant on her social media talking about her family and how a one Benji wants to end her and how everybody's bad-hearted. And then I also took it back to when he actually, that same Benji guy, I think, did a Facebook something, and he showed us her living situation. Ain't nothing wrong in an honest living, but when she says what she says and he says what he says, my question is, Zahara, so you came to social media. You remember how you came to social media to tell us your problems with Don Sol? How did we help? We didn't help. Then you noticed we're not going to help with your problems. You came and again told us how you're doing just fine after leaving him. Again, we didn't help. Now here you are, the same trick. Telling us about your family wars. Tukole tutia. Tulimu struggle. Or to later you're bringing your horrible ghetto problems to us. Nga tulimu struggle. Tulimu struggle tulwanira gwanga. Ono mukene. Silverfish. Ali wana atubulira ebizibu byewaabwe tukole tutya. Tujja tutte Benji. Tujja tumugobewo. Tujja tuziikuule toyi gye wazimba. Maama ati ne toyi yagifuniddemu essanyu lingi. Yatugambye ne toyi gye balimu. Nze yagizimba maama tujja tugijjeyo. Tubagambe mulekerawo pama mutoyi eyo. Kuba fenga aba social media. Trick, please sit the fuck down. Do your job, get your money, save us from stuff. Like there's some of your drama we can take because it fuels us, the masses. We understand that she is a perfect example of a mistake. And we are learning from you as an example of a mistake so that we don't end up like you. But there are certain things, don't bother us, don't. We don't want to know, we don't care to know, we are not going to help you in any way, just shut the fuck up. I'm tired with these hoes, man. I'm tired with these hoes. But anyway, now let's get into some really serious stuff. Pastor Yiga basoka ne bamubika. Bamala ne bamu can I say ankumubika? They unkumubikad. They uncovered him. Bamubika, then they uncovered him. Then as we were still dealing with him being uncovered and thinking he's going to make a comeback, again to South Africa. All this time they said it's a wrap. It's done, and you know it's a sad thing. Rest in peace. But Uganda, nga muli banywivu, struggle ye bakalubiza. Abana Uganda bayogedde ebintu ku kufa kwa Yiga. Nengamba if I die, temubika. Nze banaye bwenfanga abewaffe njagala banziike mu mirembe nga family yaffe, so that no one has the time or the audacity to say certain things. Banaye mukubye Yiga. But what shocked me the most are the pastors. Pastor Maria tenze male mwagalako kintu kimu, oyo omusajja alina okujoininga team Sabula akusabula ebisigadde n'ebikwata ettaka n'akugamba kima ebyenca. Male said the same thing. He read out for him a verse. It's Isaiah, I think 14 something. I'm like, this is cold. This is cold. Pastor Jackson goes on and is like, he was a pastor wobufere. Oh. How many years was his church up? How many? You waited for this man to pass on for you to hold these gatherings and tell us how he was such a fraudster. How interesting, people. How interesting. Nabagamba. He was all of this, he was all of that, he was all of that. This ish was going on with Pastor Yiga alive. And all of you coward. You all coward. Now that the man cannot defend himself, all these pastors are standing up and they're like, he was all of these things and all of these things. The hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy for me. I mean, he lived the life he wanted to live. Whether you love it or you didn't love it, whether you had a moral compass for it or not, it is what it is. You don't wait for a man to pass on for you to judge him. No, you pass that ruling when he's alive. I find it very cowardly that all these pastors can now finally find their voice when he has passed. That's just bullshit. Shit. Sigana na chirwa kecho. Who else did we lose? Oh, they said, what's his name? Shaban. Major General Shaban Bantariza passed on today. Yes, I'm doing this video on a Tuesday. Why did I even laugh? Again, Uganda. Struggle ye bakalubize mitima chichi. Abana bakubye Geno. Bamusiza amaji ku social media nengamba woi. It goes to tell you, mubyogerenga mulina in places of power. It goes to show you, I said, let's wait for natural causes. It goes to tell you, when you pass on, your legacy is entirely your legacy. We won't look at who was employing you. We won't look at which party you were a part of. We won't look at anything else but you. But it's a sad day because I know he has family and loved ones, and it's so gruesome that they have to go through what's happening on social media. But hey, sad, but you reap what you sow. The masses are tired. That's just it. And moving on, who else? Can we now go to the politics? Hey, in a week, we dedicating it day. Abantu bam 70. Oh, abantu bam 70. So key players, bamita mbajjo babajjo. Byonna bajjo. Catherine Kusasira. The useless idiot. Who? Balamu. Tuba tuli awo nezisonga ne ka ashbag kata kafaanana nga toothpick ennumeko. Wali oliddeko toothpick noleka side yemu nga namba naye n'ogaayo ey'okungulu bwe kanfaananira. The case of Balaam. Everybody who comes out to speak about Balaam, apart from Ashbag Kato, who is of course a paid influencer, and he had nothing more to go by. Ashbag yali ayina kati. Yali ayina kati musajja wattu nga tebannamuwa mulimo gwa NRM. Yali kuki? Yali mu people power ng'ennaku ekubolinga empewo ze zikunta kiro na misana oba leero alidde oba enkya talidde naye alina okupostinga. Now, everybody who comes out says, Balaam mulyaza amaanya. Balaam alina omutima omubi. Balaam ali kino. Balaam ali kiri. Kambabuuze. I have been saying this issue for too long. Nze nabagamba. If there is any problem with the state at this time, that problem is called Balaam. Balaam munyolo munange. Because you cannot tell me that over 5 people who have either just joined the party or left the party or just part of whatever it is that they are, only have you to say for a bad thing. Everybody's saying, "Oli mukumpanya, toyagaliza, ate oli mugagga." Balaam. Akaluluka February nze ng'omuntu ayagala okuwa ku magezi. Okwowonya ebikolimo. Kuba nalaba bajjo nga akukolima ate saalongo. I come from an African setting. I believe what the tongue creates, it manifests. Balaam lekera awo abantu okukuba ebisiraani wandiviiridde Museveni. Ogugwa ogukoze. Ente oziridde. Sente oziridde. I apparently Balaam bw'osaba 30 million bakuleetera 20. Oliddeko koolidde Balaam lwaki tokita? After these elections, there is going to be life. We are right now seated in a place where you cannot outrightly say that NRM will be in the leading position. We are in a place where you can't say NUP will be in a leading position. We are in a place where you can't even say FDC or ANT will be in a different position, man. Ekintu kite kooliddemu okalidde beera nga abayimbi b'e Uganda tobeera promoter. The promoter mulemerako nnyo. Abayimbi b'e Uganda kasita omuwa ekikyo ky'ayagala ng'akuvaamu akyusizaawo kkala. Mangu nnyo. Bw'aba ayagadde sente n'ozimuwa ng'akita. Day and then, look at them. They all did to bonga nawe, but they are all riding for different colors. And yet these are the people who are supposed to be appreciative of the regime. But my question still is, what has Balaam contributed to NRM? Apart from taking my president, useless people, what has he contributed? Tuba tukyali awo, full figure naye n'atandika okubandula Ashbag Kato. In-house drama. What does that show you about the political state right now? If you have NRM people screwing themselves over. And these are not the in. These are the guys that are supposed to give us the PR of the party. They're screwing themselves over. What do you think is happening inside there? Hey! What? And then Ashbag Kato, oh, that broken toothpick. He comes out and he's all there praising Balaam. And then he finally comes and he's like, my cows. Your cows? Son, the picture you posted up was you at the farm. It was not yesterday when the cows were on the car. I think his cows are actually the figment of his imagination. Ashbag, where umuze? Where umuze? NRM has hired very many and fired very many and let very many go. Where umuze? You cannot be out here riding, cloak and dagger for a pay. Enteza soka mbala muyazimboba. Na atenga gwe yanza. But I mean to be it's a bit confusing and I'm not holding back anymore with these parties. I don't give two shits. I can't. Has anybody gone to the Independence Monument in town? I saw the pictures. I did not believe the pictures until today. I am passing by it and I'm like, let me go check this out. First of all, it's a letter M. It's a freaking letter M. For what? Mayanja? Mane? Mbide? Mbonye? What is that M for? When did my independence as a nation become a letter? What? The worst case about how shitty this country can get around election time is not a single soul, not KCCA, not who, not nobody came out and said, Kakati, plan, we are going to change the monument into this. This is the objective. We are deriving it from here, and this is how it should go. We just saw that shit up one day. We're like, huh? Mujoga. Mujoga. If it stands for what I think it does, Mujoga. Actually, in my life, if it stands for what I think it is, then it is going to stand for Mujoga. What the? Like, that wasn't politically annoying enough. I saw a photo on Facebook. There are police officers on the ground, and one is trying to hoist up a banner. The police officers were actually protecting a fellow police officer who was putting up a Museveni poster. I swear, if I had the phone call, like the numbers to different opposition people, I was going to tell them, where can we get for you police guys to help us put our banners? What's this bullshit? Like, it's so blatant now. No one is hiding anything. Everyone's like, You want what? They give you. I don't think they will handle the mess that has been left behind. But oh, why? Like I said, my random thoughts. Hey, never know Uganda woman. I keep seeing people in the diaspora come on my comment in my comment section, and you keep telling me all these things, and I won't change the fact that I love this country so much. I will, to my dying breath, keep saying what has to be said when it has to be said. Y'all need to come home. Last week I talked about sorry, let me put my phone down. Last week I talked about so immediately after that, the ghetto youth and I can't even mention his name, Butcherman. My question is, Babi Jawa, if there is enough military and army apparel going around in the country, it makes you beg the question, Babi Jawa. I know the garment factory for police. Anyone kololo. I don't think you can just get that attire. I believe even the police officers sign out for it. Like you've taken 2 camouflage, 1 white, 1 this. Bano abalera batalina byakola bazijawa. Awo otandika okwebuuza bwe baba balina ebyambalo biki ebirala bye balina. Like, I want us to be as transparent as we can be. Everybody saw this gesture and they were like, oh, they also felt bad and they had to take theirs in. But today, no, to say that this many ghetto youth, eri mudangala musakala, eri munda, balina genuine army fatigues, genuine police fatigues, bazijawa. And how come all this time that they have had them, they have not been apprehended? Why am I asking? A law was passed in my country that camouflages were actually outlawed in this country. Whether you're wearing it in what form, you are actually not supposed to wear camouflage. So you don't tell me you see omuyaye woku street nga yes as a camouflage ngeri origino. No tables ajijewa. We need some answers. Now I know Enanga usually comes and gives us some bullshit. It's all right. It's okay. It's all right. Come out and explain this issue to us. How come so many people in the public have uniforms? And if they have uniforms, what else from all these law enforcing agencies do they got? And then we keep saying crime rate in Uganda is high. Guns in Uganda are so many. We are collecting guns from Karamoja. Muve kuba Karamoja. Nze nsubira omuntu bwafunira ekintu kyateeka ku mubiri kyayongerako ku kyayambadde tekiba buzibu. But no one is asking these questions. Naye nze nsaalimbe nyambale camouflage yange mpite ku checkpoint olabe kye banankola. There are questions that need to be answered. If these guys have these uniforms, what else do they have? And how many of these uniforms are out in the public? And I'd ask the same thing, not just for Butcherman's team. I also wanted to ask Noop's people that had real camouflage, mwazijawa, ani yazibawa. Bava kuchobuta respecting their time and honoring that uniform, okujikuwa. We need to ask certain questions. Mulekera okutunulira ebyokungulu bazijawa. Kiki ekirala kye balina okuva mu police. Omanyiza mwe kusanga ne chupa ya police, a water bottle. Sikulinaako buzibu. Nebwe nkusanga ne apparel, real apparel. We have a problem. Because that man can put on that same camouflage and stop me. We never ask for identification in my country. Ibraba, owa police yakakuyimiriza emirundi emeka n'omugamba ndaga ID. Baina ID. Beyanjula. Ekintu ekitwanjula nga police in Africa. Kyambalo. Era ne bamusanga nga ayimiridde wali nga ayambadde white nga it is traffic. Tomanyi oba bamwassigninze oba bamumanyi oba tebamumanyi, you follow. Mwebuuza ebintu bino. Mubyabuuza. Because some shit is just not adding up. At all. As a Ugandan citizen, some shit is not adding up. And this question is not going out just to NRM people or the government or, police. This is going out to all of us. I think it's about time. Do you think police officers have IDs? Temuseka. The next time a police officer stops me, I'm going to ask him to show me some ID because I cannot trust every man wearing a uniform. And that is something, that is a trust that can't be rebuked. Nze nakula tutya ready top. Nga ready top bweyita omugamba abo baba bakuba emiggo. Of course kale kati police yabasikira naye. Twakula tumanye ekyambalo kiba kyambalo. Nga n'okulaba omuntu nga ayambadde gambuutu ya police. Engato ya police. Ng'omanyirawo oyo ali mu magye. Naye kati buli Tom, Susan, Harry, D, Kisaamu bonna bazirina mwebuuza ebibuuzo bino. Zivaawa. Baani abazibawa. Can you now trust the next law enforcement officer that knocks at your gate? Because in my country, the police doesn't identify themselves apart from showing you, I am wearing a uniform. So at this point, if Emufere can stop you, get you out of your car, take your legal documentation, rob you clean, beat you up, and then you go to a police station and they'll tell you, we don't have that person. Onalo power. Mulekera okwesunga nga mukola bya politics byokambu twabajjeko uniform badde balina ebyambalo nedda mwali mulina okumanya ebyambalo bino gye biri from the jump. And how come the owners of those particular outfits have not been apprehended? Kubanga nze nkimanyi buli uniform tebeerako linnya. You've seen them. Every police officer has their name. It's right here. In every country in the world. The name is here. Kakati nkusize ne uniform ya Tina. Wachi Tina sinnamuyita. Tina gundi uniform yo yagifunya atya. Kiki ekirala kyalina. Mwana Uganda mwebereremu. Mutunulidde kintu kimu politics wani agenda tufuga oguddako naye ekintu kivunza nnyo. Kino ekintu kiri so rotten. It is so rotten that you cannot trust the person next to you. It is so rotten that when I step out of my gate, I do not know if that car that is following me at the back is a plainclothed officer who is not going to show me identification. He's just going to bundle me up and put me on a kabangali or in some unmarked vehicle. Start asking these different entities for some identification. Nzoboli wa traffic, oboli wachi. If you approach me, I'm gonna ask for some fucking identification. Because it's clear now. They don't know who has their shit. They don't. Someone can pick up a gun and go with it and police will not know it is missing. Okay, it went missing. When? I thought we had it. Then a Nanga will probably come up on TV and be like, so what happened is that those guns were there, but then they were not there. But they were there. Munamudamuchi. Munamubuzachi. Mwebereremu babuladi. Mwebereremu. Tugenda mukasera kachiserezi. The election season is not some time to be. Everybody's emotions are heightened. So we need to be clear. Am I talking to someone who is supposed to serve and protect me? Or am I talking to a goon who got a uniform from a guy who is supposed to serve and protect me? We need the owners of all those uniforms apprehended. And then when they're apprehended, we need to understand baba kuchi okuzibawa. Abaineza army, you know where to take them, the court martial. Abaineza police, bakaita batya PSP. There is that place where you go and report misconduct in police. Nebo baba are reigning. We need to get to the bottom of this. Why do you keep giving us only half of the version? Me, I don't want half a version. Nchagala chonna mbulambirira. Uniform yali yagundi twamusibye gundi netumbuza wachi yamuwadde twamusibye ne gwe yajiwadde twamusibye. Then people will understand. But other than that, fuck it, I'm rocking my camouflages because they're even not real army camouflage. They're just from the retail. We're good. There's some crazy shit about to happen. Trust me, there is crazy shit. For all of you on Twitter who keep asking me, research adda ajoyo gwe mwagala. Oh yeah, someone reached out to me on Instagram and told me that there is a Ponzi scheme going on in Kampala. Njagala ju researchinga naye chances yangambye mbu abantu abako approachinga usually babeera mu church chi Fenaro munsonyiwe. Because all my Fenaro friends, I have very many Fenaro friends who I love, and I believe in their spirituality because they believe in it. But apparently these guys approach you. If you're a church-going person, they approach you. It's a Ponzi scheme. Like the way you see kind of networking marketing, like, okay, so you bring us 3 million, and then after the 3 million, we can bring you back 50% or 100%, depending on how you want to invest it. Boy. Bancha following ate ne bangamba byayingiddemu abanene omunene omumumanyi yakyankubya yaka mbu oyo ye ngenda mubaleetera but you know what guys, there's just Never ever once in my life did I ever think that I would be seated in my country. And these were the conversations I'd be having. I miss my old country. No, I miss my country in around Ibrajukira 2001, 2002. Tugenze wala. 2016, 2017. Good times, normalcy. No, the stories were haywire, but not so haywire. It was who slept with who did what, who did this, who did that. Now you got, anyway, those were my random thoughts today. I don't even think I'm going to get into much today. Don't forget this episode is proudly sponsored by Thea's Kids Collection down at Centenary Park. That is, of course, shop number 1 right next to Lady Charlotte. And, of course, our boys from Sauti Gadget. Now, of course, I'll put the links in the subscription and the description below Sauti Gadgets. That's very simple. All you have to do in case you want something from them is go to www.sautigadgets.shop for the latest deals. They deal in every gadget. Same thing goes for Thea's Kids Collection. And of course, big shout out to all the small businesses that keep hollering at me and trying to get into business with us and advertising. I'm humbled. The numbers are coming in, and I do understand that for us to post you up, we need a certain fee. This issue is not free, you know. There's editors, there's cameras, there's lighting, there's so much. So I need that money to finance that. So, and I understand that most of you are just coming up, so I'll give you time. But thank you for reaching out. I am humbled nevertheless, and I know I'm tailor-making packages for each business how it comes, you know. So again, I'm charging in a construction firm the same amount of money I'll charge for someone with, you know, an ice cream business. So yeah, keep them coming. All my social media handles are right there, and I'm going to open up a website where we can just get to connect, you know, and share ideas on anything and everything. It could be farming, it could be dogs, it could be business, it could be for my brothers and sisters out in the diaspora who want to invest in things here that are not going to make them run crazy, anything. We are building that up for you. Oh, Lord, I have talked and talked. It's been my time. I'll catch you on the flip side. I'm out. Peace. Tivemos struggle.